hit record. All right, guys, so we're recording. So Melanie, if you watch the recording, or Gina, if you want to watch it again, congratulations for rank advancing. I'm just going to mute everybody, guys. Just while I'm talking, so there's no there. So the background noise is gone. So I just want to say congratulations again on the record to Melanie and Gina. I love seeing it. It's like diamond is where the true leadership begins. And I told Gina in a message, I think this girl, Gina Strecco, is just getting her stride and is just like ready to like bounce off like a diving board. So Gina, I'm super proud of you. Absolutely awesome work. So guys, thank you for coming on the call. I think it's very important. I want to share with you some things that have been going through my mind, that have been bothering me, not bothering me. I could say bothering me, that I've been trying to figure out what's going on, talking to 15-star diamonds, 10-star diamonds, talking about the team, talking to other leaders at the men's event. And I kind of want to talk about what is going on and what I'd like to start. So to give you guys some background to where my mindset started changing is our team. When I started saying, hey, I really want to start growing this business, and the number was 54 coaches, which was August, September 2013. From that point forward, every single month, our team has grown in numbers. It's grown every month. And as of May 1st, about 6 weeks ago, our team was over 1,900 coaches. It was amazing growth. We're doing great. And I was like super stoked because we were growing. We consistently, as a whole, so you guys are aware, as Team Perseverance now, we add between 30 and 40 coaches a week. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower. But between May 1st and now, 6 weeks later, we are actually in the negative and are in the 1890s. So we have lost more than we have gained. So I started trying to gather as much information as possible, sharing my team volume, talking to other leaders, and trying to see what exactly could be going on and how I could try, or we can try to, in fact, try and make things move forward again, because I always am about never settling. I'm not content with anything. I want to see growth. We have people, we have leaders, but the question is, why as a whole is the team going backwards? And this is what I think the reason is, and from talking to other people. And I'm going to take 100% ownership responsibility of why I think we are in this position and why I think we got to try to address some things. So for me, as you guys know, since my coach quit, when I started growing and trying to get to diamond and 1-star, I only had so many mentors, and I was only privy to have access to other leaders. It's kind of like I realized to be at the same table and be able to like get Scotty Hobbs on the call, I kind of had to prove ourselves and build to be able to even talk to Scotty. And so a lot of the guidance and mentorship I got, it was a crapshoot. It was me watching a lot of YouTube videos and just asking questions from people of the same rank. And one of the things that was told to me was that when somebody hits diamond, hey, kick them out of the nest and start growing and make them start building their own teams. So that's something I did. And I think there's quite a few of you that took off and have done that. And what I realized, though, where I think things could have was going through tough times, is that not all of us are the same. I always say that everybody can grind to a certain rank. Maybe it's diamond, maybe it's 2-star, maybe it's 5-star. But eventually you're going to hit a point, you're going to hit a wall that if you don't increase your skill set, that you're going to have to learn something and increase your skill set to grow yourself, to grow your team. Everybody hits that wall at a certain point, and eventually if you don't invest in yourself, you're not going to grow anymore. And what I think happened is I put the diamond rank on, you're diamond, lead your own team. And what I've noticed with the team is we don't have a big team in depth. We have a big team sideways. And I think what has happened is that when I go back and reflect, when our team was really growing, it wasn't just me on the Team Perseverance page. It was me, say, Sharice, Michelle. I'm thinking some of the original diamonds, my wife, Kristen, and people loved that. And because so often there's coaches that didn't hear, I can say the same thing that Michelle De La Sala can say, but she says it and they hear her or relate to her, but they don't relate to me. And we had great momentum and the team was growing exponentially. Then it kicked everybody out of the nest. And now we have diamonds everywhere. And a lot of the diamonds have lost rank a lot, and it happens. It's no blame. A lot of diamonds had things come up in their life. And what's happening, because coaches, when I look back and the amount of messages I get, our team, a lot of coaches are getting lost and say their diamonds emerald kind of falls off. So their coaches kind of fall off, because it truly is the speed of the leader, the speed of the pack. If you aren't working the business, coaches are watching what you do, not what you say. So if you're going through a rough patch in life and you kind of disappear, which happens, it's going to happen in your downline. And I think because we're not built deep, we have a lot of smaller teams. I think that's directly connecting. And again, this is from me talking to a lot of people. I think what's happening is since we don't have a deep team, we're losing people quicker than gaining. And like this week alone, we had even more cancellations. And I'm like, crap, I wanted to turn the other way. So my solution is this, or my idea, and I want to get your feedback. I understand that we all have many groups going on, and I'm not here to make more groups. Every one of you on here should still have your team page. Of course, you have your team and grow. But I would like to bring the Team Perseverance page back, where all of us are in there. We're all adding our coaches in there. And you as the leaders, we as the leaders, because guys, I can't do this by myself. Like each and every one of you, I look up to all of you for the things you've done. All of you have done amazing things. And I think that if we came together with the synergy, that it wouldn't just be one more group, but it would be a powerhouse group on the Team Perseverance page. Hey, if something's working for you, post about it. Go in there live. If a book you're reading is working, post about it. You know, we used to do like Blitz the first Monday of every month. Jen Holman started off. Michelle did it. It was great. You know, and talking to other coaches and things they're running as a team, or, you know, they're doing like, 2-minute Tuesdays, where every leader or diamond was putting a 2-minute tip of like the importance of Success Club every Tuesday. And what will happen is, if we all have our people in there, I think they'll see all the other leaders. So if one of their main coaches kind of falls off, they're going to have the Armstrongs, the Larices, the Carlucci's, the Della Salas, the Della Vecchias, the Struccos, as a whole, to build them up and relate. Hey, look at them. They're a diamond. They're a diamond. They're a star diamond, and bring it back. You should still have your team page. I'm not saying that. But because I think we have so many little small teams, I think that what's happening is a lot of coaches are getting lost and cancellations are through the roof. And there's people that, that could be great leaders. And many leaders are like an onion, guys. You got to peel the layers back for them to turn into a leader. And if they don't have the people to help them peel the layers back because their upline has things going on, it's falling apart. And somebody told me, they said, David, what I do, it was a girl. She told me, she goes, one of the people said, I don't have my people until they hit 2-star diamond and hit premier, start their own calls, trainings, and kind of branch off. And I'm not saying it has to be at that, but that was eye-opening, because I'm like, wow, we kind of been trying to duplicate everybody. You hit diamond, go run your own team. But you know what? Not everybody is a solid diamond. Sometimes people lose diamond the week they have it the next week, and now the expectation's my fault, and it's duplicated because maybe it wasn't me directly to you, but that's what I taught my people, who taught you guys, go run your own team. And because of the fault and the mistake I made, I think now is why we're losing too many people. So I would love to come together. I mean, right now there is 20 of us. I think the power we can do, if we all plug back into the Team P page, run fun things in there, we could, do great things, and guys, Team Perseverance, it's on the map. We're all on the map, and people, I think, and newer coaches will look up to all of us like, oh my God, look at that person, a diamond or a star diamond, or they'll hear stories and relate. They'll hear Kelly Della Vecchia's being a cancer survivor story and relate to Kelly, or have coaches that they have that maybe have cancer, where now on the sideways, Kelly has her team, we're not connecting. So that's kind of why I want to have this call to say, hey, what do you guys think of this? I need to put a tourniquet on us bleeding, losing people quicker. It's at no blame to anybody. This is 100% on me. But I think, I'd love to bring it back together. I'd love to bring it back together on the team page and kind of get, get everything back on track. And guys, remember, this would benefit everybody because your people in your page, if they're in the team page, that them hearing from other people, other leaders, I think only benefits everybody, right? We all win by doing this. I really do. So guys, again, this is on me. This was me going through growing pains, but now I'm all about, I want to fix it and how we can fix it, but I can't do it by myself. So when anybody unmute or give me some feedback, I literally, guys, have been obsessed, concerned over this, losing sleep over this, talking to a ton of people about this, talking to Kristen about it. And this is kind of like my one thing, saying that's it. We got to go back to what worked in the beginning when we had all the people in there and it was doing amazing, right? And this isn't to be Dave's page on Team Perseverance. No, you guys that are killing it, all of you guys, it can really help the growth of everybody. And I think everybody would feel more synergy and part of something even bigger. Power in numbers. Anybody, can somebody, don't be shy. Please jump on. I need feedback. Again, I can't do this by myself. Anybody?
Hey, Dave, Stacy. Sorry, it's a little noisy. It's storming pretty bad here, and we're driving. But I think the biggest thing about teams are relationships, right? And, I just think I love what you're talking about. And I think from day one, Shannon and I have always really strived for, camaraderie, relationships with people. And no matter what you try and do, once you get so deep, it's just going to be so far removed from whoever, that the relationship won't be there. So as whoever you are, as a coach, an emerald, whatever, you just need to, form that bond from day one. You know what I mean? And so that's what I think is the secret sauce that people have talked about.
No, and Stacy, I agree, but the problem is I think that the expectations of new diamonds is that you hit diamond, now all of a sudden you're a huge leader. Looking at when I was a diamond compared to I am now personally in my own growth, understanding the team, it's night and day. And I think that telling new diamonds or anybody that's a new diamond, here you go, run all your trainings, or just run your own team calls. It's hard for people. And
Believe me, it is.
And I think that you're right on relationships. And I think that's why putting us all together with the leaders, there could be coaches cross-line that can relate to Stacy and Shannon or feel they have a relationship there, a connection that will benefit that cross-line team, and vice versa. You may have your people that benefit to, Denise Brobson or Erin Minner. I'm just looking at who I see, or Kelly Della Vecchia. And I think they would benefit. So I don't see – I agree with what you're saying. I think that this would only amplify it. Kelly, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was. I notice one of the struggles that I'm going through in my team is that, I post and I try the engagement. We had done that coach of the week and I had 6 people sign up and it was great, but then it fizzled out. And I think you're so right with people feeling like they're a part of something bigger. I also think for the leaders, it's important because that's a real hit to your ego, and you're the only leader as a diamond in there, and it's like, oh my God, it's me, myself, and I. And although we're a part of the Team Perseverance page, I feel like it's so important for our momentum to stay going. I feel like we all need to feed off of one another's energy, and then that'll just trickle down to our team.
No, you're right. And I want to start doing fun things in there, running things, like this one coach, Katie Erster, Kelly, she did 2-Minute Tuesdays, every diamond on their page. It was I forget how many she said she had. They put up a 2-minute live video of the Importance of Success Club, and every time somebody sold a challenge pack, they did hashtag impacted a life. And the whole page was blowing up. It's just things like that I want to look at and start putting in there. And maybe you have an idea or the Armstrongs have an idea, and let's start doing it as a whole. And I think that overall, it can create more excitement for anybody. But I think that's, Kelly, thank you. Anybody else want to add?
Dave, I think, our businesses will be driven by energy,
Yep.
And if we can get a collective group of people and get everybody's energy moving in the same direction, then that's something that can be pretty powerful.
Yeah. Greg, there's 22 of us on here right now. You 22 people are the reason that we are at basically 1,900 coaches, just under. Not me, you 22. So we as a whole are an amazing team. If we as a whole put our people in there, we can have explosive growth. You know, that's what it is. And it's obvious that what I'm doing is not working. It's the facts of how many we're losing. If we're gaining 30, 40 a week and we're in the negative, that means we're losing 50 to 60 a week. You know, and I think a lot of them, because they message Kristen or I, and I'm sure some of you guys got messages, they don't even know who their upline is, or their upline may be their diamond and something's happened, so their diamond goes inactive, and then their coach is an emerald, and the emerald's like, my diamond's not doing anything, but they're on the Team Perseverance page and seeing all of the energy will keep people in tune. So I think you're right. I think the energy, it's like going to Summit, all those coaches, the energy's fired up. I want the Team Perseverance page. I would like the Team Perseverance page to go back that way.
And this is a format, a recommendation that you're getting down from the 15-star and the 10-star diamonds.
It's just
organization.
Yeah, Greg. It's just that, you know, I try to connect myself now with people and just in small talk at dinners, talking about business. Mike Ryan was one of the people. Mike Ryan's a 7-figure earner a year. He's one of the founding coaches. I got to know him well. Mike, this is what's, we talk about business. I said, this is what's going on in my team right now. This is, how did it start? This is what I'm doing. And this was just something that kind of was the common denominator, like bring the forces together. But we can't just all be in there and do nothing, Like I started trying to post live videos like 11 o'clock at night, like letting the coaches know, guys, it's work. I'm working. I'm out here trying to, but you know what? People, sometimes it's the same voice. They don't listen to me anymore. Not that they don't listen. It's one ear out the other. They know it. But hearing you, Greg, or Jessica, or Kelly, or Erin, or Jen Holman, or Liz Mullenbrook, it's new voices. And if we're all active in there, I don't see how it can hurt us.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
I want to ask all the coaches, when a coach drops off,
Yep.
right, and you receive that cancellation,
Yep.
is everybody reaching out to that coach? And how often beforehand are you reaching out to the coach? And the reason I ask this is because I too have learned that, once somebody becomes a coach and they say they're a level 1 coach, and, I just assume that they're going to stay there. What Team Z has taught me is that it's important to reconnect with those coaches every single day. Maybe not all of them every single day, but every single day to keep that relationship going. And I have never been more consistent than this past month because of that. And so, again, pinging off what Stacey said, it keeps that relationship. The relationship doesn't have to be Beachbody. It can be, how are you? How are the kids? I saw what you posted the other day. And I think sometimes when we're building and we're so excited and we're paying attention, of course, to, the 20% that are working this business, the point is that people are dropping off because they're being left behind. That's the bottom line. That's why they're leaving. Maybe they're not motivated, but there was a reason they came to you at one point. They were inspired by you. So why are they leaving? And I'm not saying you specifically.
No, I get it.
I'm talking to all of us as coaches. So I ask all the coaches, are you connecting with them as discount coaches regularly? And are you connecting with them immediately when you get that email and they are about to leave?
Well, Shannon, I think, to follow with that, you're 100% right. But this is where the issue could be. You may be getting it, but if it's 4 levels deep down and you wouldn't get the email and those people are getting lost. But if they're in a bigger page, they won't feel lost because they'll be connected to all these other leaders.
Of course, but we're playing damage control now. So the point is from here on out, it would be a good best practice to, when you receive an email about a coach leaving, to reach out to them and ask them what's changed. So I'm looking at, like, moving forward, how we can fix that as a practice, and moving forward. And what you're saying is yes, I believe in reconnecting as a team, because I sometimes feel that, Stacey and I both feel that way sometimes as well. We have the Good Life tribe, we have the Shine On tribe, we have the Fearless tribe. And sometimes I just want them, I want to see those people. I want them on my call because I miss them, because I love them, and they are superstars, and I want them to lead their teams, and I want to connect to them. So I really like the fact that you want to connect the bigger team as a whole again. I think that's a great idea. But again, pinging off what Stacy said, we have to make sure as a team that we're making relationships a priority, and it's not just about Beachbody, and it's about, and maybe it's not, but for us, it's creating a like-minded social network, really, people that we want to be around all the time for the rest of our lives. So those are our friends. And I think if we all make sure that we're reconnecting with people, then not as many people, no, we'll still have people drop off. People will still quit, but maybe not as rapidly. So
no, I think you can hit it from both ways. I think I agree. You can hit it with both ways. I can tell you this much: I'm getting flooded with cancellation emails, so it would be a full-time job for me at this point. But I can improve. I can improve. I can totally improve. There's always room for improvement, and I'm here accepting the fact that I've kind of booted people out of the nest, and it's kind of started maybe a little bit of what's going on. So I want to correct it. But no, I agree. Anybody else?
Dave, I'll add to that.
Yeah.
So as being somewhat of a newer diamond, and my situation, I have a very, very small team. They're very limited engaged. And I do think that seeing more engagement on Team Perseverance, I've been around long enough. I know who the leaders are. A lot of the ones that have been around, maybe not some of the newer ones, but I don't think my team knows them. They're still so much newer. So I think this idea of getting more involvement and then seeing what other people are doing, would really be helpful, and maybe even getting some more success stories to keep them motivated, because I feel like I can only cheer them on so much. Our challenge groups is what I'm adding into it as far as people, since I don't have too many people working the business. So it's kind of small and segregated, and keeping them going. I think that just in general, this is a really great idea, and, maybe they'll see more and, get more fired up about what's going on, and look at some of the other leaders on our team, because they're only getting so much from me.
Right.
And I'm still a newbie. I'm still working through it, and still learning myself. So
totally.
I think this is a great idea. And I think the more engagement would be, fantastic, and let them see some of the leaders, and, maybe as they see me go to Summit again, they'll see more stuff coming out. And, so I really like it. I think this is good, especially for somebody where I am sitting in my position and my team. So.
No, thank you. And again, thank you, Shannon and Stacy, for your ideas. 100% agree. Relationships and follow-ups and emails. And Teresa, thank you. Anybody else? Also, real quick, just a quick time out. Jen, if this goes past 9, because I think it's important to talk to these people, do you want to go off and jump on, and I'll come on when we're done for AMP? Is that all right?
Yeah,
right.
That's fine.
Because I don't want to cut everybody, because I want to give everybody the opportunity to speak, because I really find this is important at the leadership level, just to hear everybody. Anybody else who's going to speak? I'm sorry. Michelle.
Yes. So I kind of said this before. I mean, I too, again, my team needs a motivation boost. Again, it's crickets on our page, except for a few, key people. So I'm down for it. I'm 100% down. And I already have some people who are in both anyway. It's just like the newer ones and the discount coaches that I originally didn't want to overwhelm, and Team Perseverance that I added them to mine. So that's kind of like a thing that we'll figure out and work out. But logistically, I'm thinking with Coach Basics monthly, with challenge groups monthly. Are you proposing when we sign up that we sign up with Team Perseverance, but within our own, or still do that through our own pages, and Coach Basics and sneak peeks? I know that you and I had spoke a little bit about this, and
no, it's a great question. We don't want to
kind of address for everybody. I'm sure everybody's kind of thinking about, you know what I mean, about that too.
No, I think the simple answer is this, Michelle. Everybody's still going to have their team pages. You're running your own team trainings, and when you add a new coach, or you add coaches that aren't on there now, this is our parent bigger team. We have all the leaders there, but for all trainings, challenge groups, you're still going to go through me. But the parent team, where we're all going to be a lot more active doing stuff, that's where they can plug in. And you just tell them, this is our parent team where there's a lot more diamonds and star diamonds, so you can connect, and just explain it that way. Because I can't control a Coach Basics for everybody. So I think you all still do what you're doing, but I think we bring everybody back, and it's a much more active group for all of our people. Does that make sense? Like, I just don't want to overcomplicate it, right?
No, I know.
And you know what? Michelle, it's going to be growing pains. Let me tell you, like right now, I'm spending, whenever we run, I'm sure many of you guys too, the challenge groups, organizing the challenge groups, I'm spending so much time, and I look at it, and 95% of my people now, my downline, don't have challengers, but they all want to be in a challenge group month after month after month. It's the system I created, so I'm dealing with it, but it's work. So it's kind of like, the same thing here. There's going to be some growing pains. We're going to have to make some adapt to it, to go through that. No, who's your my upline diamond is Michelle. All right, she'll take care of you. Like, I'm sure there's going to be some of that going on, but I kind of think of like the Elite Stronghold team, which is our parent team that, I'm in, how they kind of do it. It's kind of similar.
Okay.
Anybody else? Please speak.
Dave, I just want, sorry. I just want to say what Shannon said. I think what you're saying paired with the feature that Teamsy has about touching base regularly with coaches, regardless of their level, is going to make, I'm telling you, I notice a huge difference. I'm definitely having people fall off, but it's making me do stuff that I was totally oblivious to before, like touching base, making sure they know they're part of it. That is going to be a huge piece before they fall off. So I think what you're saying is perfect, and then pairing that other piece in, I just think the two of those together is going to get us a bit further than we are today.
I 100% agree that what you're saying and what Shannon and Stacey brought up, and agree. I can't, it's relationships. Because let me tell you guys, people will not cancel and quit if they have they're much less likely to cancel or quit when they feel that they're attached to something emotionally.
Right.
They don't feel the attachment, and their coach disappeared, or their upline diamond is no longer diamond, and stuff's going on, and whatever, then they're lost, and that's it. They're gone. So the relationships is key, and once somebody's attached to a relationship, they're more apt to stick around. That's it. I agree. Anybody else?
So what are your thoughts of rotating in, diamonds leading the calls on Monday?
Diamonds leading what?
Team perseverance call. I know we've tried guest speakers before, but so let's just think. We have our call at 8:30 Monday night because it works same time, right? But if let's just say I was leading or a guest speaker on your call, I would invite them to the team perseverance call. You know what I mean? Like, so that they know, who else is on this call to some degree. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But then again, it may just be the same people showing up. I really think it goes down to the lowest level of whoever your newest coach is who signs a coach. That's where the front lines are, if you will, on relationships. If they're giving up for whatever reason, whether it's a statistical point or just because they sign a new coach, that's where they're going to lose people. And again, the Team Z thing is just a reminder of, hey, you've got X number of coaches. Make sure you touch base with people because, they were inspired by you to get into a group. You know what I mean? No,
you're right. But the thing is, the problem is that if every diamond was touching their downline, we wouldn't have that point. But we're all going through struggles. And as your team grows, it gets harder. So, like, if I don't have Team Z, so you guys explain to me. If I had Team Z, it's going to be telling me to reach out to 1,900 people. It's possible. Like, so that's why.
Well, remember, why? It could be like this. So, I've got, let's just say 25 personally sponsored coaches. All I need to do is make sure I touch base and teach that with their coaches, whoever has coaches, and they need to reach out to their coaches. That's where the breakdown could be. It's not necessarily, 5 levels deep that, I'm not touching base with 5 levels deep. It's the fact that who knows what happens between levels 3 and 2 or 3 and 1, that's where I think the relationship is being lost. Not necessarily, like you always say, like the speed of leaders is the speed of the pack. Same thing with like practices. If I'm not touching base with my coaches, why would my coaches touch base with their coaches? Does that make sense? And that might be what's happening.
No, it does make sense. It does make sense. I'm having a hard time wrap my brain around it because if I have 100 personally sponsored coaches and they all have a couple coaches, I can have a full-time job touching base. Because not saying I shouldn't, but it's just, but I know that if my coaches are plugged into Team Perseverance and there's much more synergy, they can plug in on their time. Because that's the whole thing with network marketing. You're supposed to be able to, you want to build a team and the relationships that you duplicate the relationships and it goes down.
Yes.
Right? Because it's not practical for any of us when you guys get to, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 coaches and you have 100 sponsored coaches, you could spend all week touching base with inactive coaches. Not saying you shouldn't, but it's when if you have your other coaches doing it and we do it together on the same page, it's the powerhouse. I agree with what you're saying, but I think as your team gets bigger, it gets harder. Maybe I'm only seeing it through the eyes of me because it would be very hard for me to do that.
Law of 150. So like basically groups over 150 break down, no matter what industry you're in. And
no, you're absolutely that's a very good point. But what the thing that I realized, guys, is we consistently have grown as a team for 3 years until the last 6 weeks, and I feel like that was. And I look across, and I'm like, we have a very wide team. We don't have a very deep team. And I think that's where I think bringing it back will help create depth. Anybody else that hasn't spoke?
I just want to add something. So we're going to be – there's people definitely that we've not added to Team Perseverance because it just becomes confusing. There's Team Legacy, there's our team. So we'll add them in. Should we take on roles or maybe like weekly – you had said posting a live video about, the importance of success. Do you want us to start setting up signups, take turns, eating different things or,
So the first thing on the way home from work today, I said, Kristen, I'm talking about everybody this on the team tonight, but the second part of this is what are we going to do to execute? So I think right now, guys, the way I can answer this, Jessica, I want to do things like that. And maybe rotate, whatever it is. But I don't want people to wait. Like if we have another diamond call, which by the way, so I don't forget, I want to do diamond calls like every other week because I think it's important that our relationships are built just as much. I really do. Because a lot of us in here, you're probably looking at people in here you really don't know. And we are the leaders of 1,900 people. So I don't want the third Thursday of every month. I want us, even if it's just to BS and just say hello and how's your team doing, I think it starts at the top, and that's us. So I forgot to say it. That's important. So I want to do this every other week. But in terms of the Team Perseverance, you guys are all leaders. Nobody needs permission to go in there. If something's working or something great's going on, you want to give recognition to one of your people or put up a live video or whatever you do. Like I know I've seen Greg's stuff. Just go in, do it. Like just do it. Don't wait for me or anybody else. Say, all right, let's have a schedule right now. I'm saying just go in and do it. And I like Liz Mullenbrook used to always post, guys, this is another great book I'm reading. People like that stuff, and I think that's what I'm looking for. But the second part of this call would be, all right, guys, what are some fun things we can do as a team as a whole? Like we did Blitz on Monday, the first Monday of the month. We did draft with your challenges. And, we had somebody said run a challenge group for all coaches only on your team that want to be in it with the leaders just to get a coaches group, just so it's all coaches to make it fun, build the relationships. So I guess, Jessica, I don't have the clear answer right now because I don't have all right, on the second week we're going to do this or that. I'm open for ideas. This is when the mail thing comes in. I don't have creativity, I'll be honest. I lean on Kristen for stuff like that. But I'm all about, working hard to make this work again and just saying, guys, just start right now. Just start, let's start putting people in and or you guys get in and let's just start having engagement go up.
Yeah, because we've got a lot of great people who all have so many great ideas. So I love the idea of touching base every other week because I think we could just come up with so much good stuff that could then trickle down to all of our people.
No, you're right. And guys, I take a fault that I'm not like the other night. I had a great call with Stacy and Shannon, and it was just good just to talk to them for an hour. And it's important. And I think it's important if we can get on every other week because we're all struggling. I don't care that, whatever, that I'm at 8-star and I'm at Summit and people think, oh, David, business must be booming for you. Guys, it sucks at times. And I know Kelly knows and Michelle knows because they're closer with me, but I go through really rough times and I bonding with you guys and us getting together, we all can struggle together and pick each other up and help our teams grow. Like, we're a family. I want to bring that. I want to start it better because it's got to that point where it's not really there anymore. So we can start it among ourselves. We could talk about what's going on in the team perseverance page. We could talk about, let's run this fun thing or that fun thing, right? So I think every other Thursday night, at 9 o'clock, we should jump on a call, even if it's for 20 minutes, whoever's available, and let's just BS and talk and figure things out and help each other out, because we all can help each other. This is a team. So I wanted to add that. So, guys, I'd like to implement that. I don't know if is anybody just show of hands of people up for that, for us just getting together? All right, good. So let's just start today. Next 2 weeks from now, let's pump on. And maybe we'll have to do next week in light of us trying to implement everything. Anybody else that hasn't spoke, guys, please speak up.
Hey, it's Tara.
Hey.
Hey, so I just wanted to say I think it's a great idea. I just know when I first started, like, the main page for me was huge. And then going to Summit, like, I met all these people that were family that I've never met before, and we've kind of lost that, because we aren't, like, we used to do happy birthdays all the time. We did, congratulations, and it was amazing just to meet all these people, and it really gave us a sense of family and togetherness. So even though, like, the separate pages are great, I really miss being part of that big team and just seeing everybody's energy from everybody. So
No, you're absolutely right. And we all should still have our teams because you're diamonds, but I think we all can come together. I think we could blow it up. Look at some of the leaders on here, guys. Look around. Look at the audience. Guys, I was stuck for 2 years at 50 coaches with nobody. I would have team calls and nobody would dial in. I'd record myself for an hour and then post it on the team page and say, guys, it was the greatest call ever. You have to be on this. I did that for weeks. It sucked. Imagine having a team call with nobody. Now I'm sitting on with 22 other diamonds or star diamonds right now. We're fucking awesome. Excuse my language. Like, let's get together every other week. Let's, like, get things back together. Like, I literally have been obsessed and losing sleep over this. I want our team to continue to grow. I want you to achieve your whys. I want you guys to have amazing things in life. I cannot do that without the team's help, and I will work my ass off every single night to do what we have to do to help anybody on any team, downline, crossline, within Team Perseverance, to do things that are better. And I've been so much that I've been turning down calls to guest speak on this call, guest speak that call. No, because I have to talk and figure out what's going on with the team. Like, this is what's going on in the background. Oh, can you do this? I've been saying no to a lot of things. Why? Because my focus is these people, you guys. And I'm sorry if I have not been the best leader and we spread off and, the mistakes I made, but I'm going to own up to them and I want to right the ship. And I think we're the answer. That's it. I'm sorry. I get fired up about this stuff because it's hard. It's hard on me when I watch the team and I'm like, what is going on? It gives me anxiety at times, and I just want it to be better for all of us.
Well, David, I just want to say you're an amazing leader, and you know what? Nobody's perfect, and so this is just a bump in the road, and you just realize it. But I hate hearing you keep saying that, this is all on you. I mean,
no, but you know what? I'm going to take it's a team that I've started systems and it's duplicated. And you know what? If I make a mistake, one thing I learned from Gary Vaynerchuk and talking is to have self-awareness and to self-assess. And if you can't self-assess yourself and seeing where you're doing things that need to be fixed, then you're going to have a problem, So I'm always looking at self-awareness, and I'm going back to kicking people out of the nest probably too early that duplicated. So, and I really appreciate that, but I just want the best for you guys. Like, I literally can get upset about that when I hear other coaches are struggling when they can't get in touch with people, because that personally in my heart hurts me. Like, I want the best for our people, and hearing people struggle financially, emotionally, whatever it is, I'm getting upset now. I want the best for this team, and I think we have amazing people, and I want it to come back.
I think
that's it.
Dave, it's Liz.
Yeah.
I think that going back to the original energy and back to basics and where we started from is a really great move because, I feel like I was one of the original ones. I think one of the original five or so.
Yeah.
And things have definitely changed. And for whatever reason, and things have, gotten bigger, and the mojo kind of got, sidetracked a bit. So I think this is a really good move, and I'll happily even go back to posting about my PD because that was fun, and we rock books all the time, you know. So
that stuck out to me, Liz. Like, we don't have that. To be honest, the team perseverance page right now, the interaction's even low, and I'm just like, ugh. You know?
But I think what you said before about, you know, trying to answer Jessica's question about how we would even navigate all of this and putting all of our people on Team P's page again is just kind of doing it. Just start posting.
That's it.
You know, just start posting, and there doesn't necessarily have to be a schedule. Right. You know, or maybe not right now or in a few weeks or whatever. But I think especially all of us, like the core of what's happening within Team P needs to come from, like we've all been saying, us, but we just need to start doing it and literally just start posting whatever like we think of to get the mojo back, you know?
You're right. And guys, and say who you are and say what rank you are. Like, people look up to, like, holy cow, that person's a diamond or 3. Like, say it. Like, share what you are. Like, you know, I'm part of Team Perseverance. I'm a 3-star. We want people to say, wow, if this person can do it, if Kelly can do it, if Maria can do it, or Kristen Odell can do it, I can do it because I relate to them. So I think it's just a matter of executing. Ideas are great. You know, ideas, actually, excuse me, what I'm trying to say is ideas mean nothing unless you take action, you know? Right. So thank you, Liz.
Yeah. I just want to say, Dave, that the great thing is that we're all seeing that there is an issue. You are strong enough to pinpoint what it is. You're bringing us all together. You're guiding us into what you think the problem is and how we can better it, which is amazing. And we're all on the same page. We all want the same thing, and we all love each other. And that's going to just exude off of us in that page. And I think it's going to, I feel it already in this phone call, and I'm sure all of you do too. Like, I'm fired up now, and I'm so excited to get started with this because I think this is exactly what we need, and we need each other, and we need to support and love each other, and that's just going to trickle down to everybody else, and that positive energy that we all love so much, you know, that we're trying so hard personally in our own pages to exude. It's just not the same when you're doing it all by your lonesome. Right. So, you know, all of us together, I just think we're going to make magic.
No, thank you. Thank you. And for those of you that your team, like some of you, your teams are growing and doing great. So I think on the flip side of that, plugging your team into this would make it even greater.
Dave, can you hear me?
Dave, that's the question I have is, all right, so after the call, and I agree, I think this is a great idea. I think it's a great opportunity for us to all also push each other.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people, you know, to achieve the rank of diamond, you know, there's a certain amount of drive that goes behind that. You know, that just doesn't happen. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to all push each other, which can all just help everybody. All right, so now we hang up tonight. What are your suggestions on how we approach our teams with this? How do we move forward after the call tonight?
I think we don't want to confuse it. I think very simple. You reach out to your team. Guys, we had a great call tonight with our parent team. Team Perseverance, where there's multiple star diamonds and diamonds, and we want to be able to share with you guys the power of all the leaders that we have access to that not many other people do. Because I get contacts all the time, people asking if they can come to Team Perseverance and switch, and some of you may have got that too. So, you know, edifying what we're going to put our people into. Guys, we're going to put you in this page because we want you to have access to see the amount of leaders that we have so that you can be even more successful. I think that's how I would explain it.
Okay. Cool.
Somebody got stepped on. Was that Erin? Was it you? Or
yeah, it was me, and it was Shauna too.
Sorry, Erin.
Hi. No, you're totally fine.
I love you. Sorry.
Yeah, me too. So I was actually thinking about, you know, what Liz was saying too, piggybacking on her, surprisingly, of course, but we always kind of like go through the same thing at the same time. We talk about it all the time, so we kind of do the same thing at the same time. And I was thinking about when you were talking about going back to the basics and stuff and being interactive on Team P. And I remember when I first, you know, became a coach, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but you know, and then Summit happened pretty much right there because it was in June that year. And we were seeing pictures and we're like, I'm going to be there next year. And then I remember specifically, of course, she's not on the call now, was Michelle. Della Sala, and I remember it was Team Cup, and they were on Carlucci Jersey Shore vacation, and like she was like going crazy. Remember that?
Yeah.
She was just going crazy with getting people and Success Club points, and then she finally made Diamond, and like that was the big thing, and that was like a big story for our page, and because she just kept posting throughout her journey. Her journey to Diamond, and that was like, I remember like everyone was so happy for her, like it really was such a big deal, like we all were a part of it.
Yep.
So that's something I totally agree with you right there, that's really something. If that was the engagement that we had for every person that was doing something like that, that's like showing right there, it can be done. It can be done.
No, you're right, 100%. I love it. Who else? Anybody else want to add?
Dave, can you hear me? It's Shanna.
Hey, Sean. Where are you?
Hey. I don't really have much to add. I just want you to know that I totally agree with everything that you're saying, and basically everything that everybody's saying, because when we were all part of one team, we were freaking amazing. We really were. Not that we aren't now, because, you know, we all are, but putting us all together and feeding off of each other could just bring nothing but good things. So it's definitely a good idea. Definitely.
All right. I love it. All right, guys. Well, at least I'm not crazy to say this is what I want to do, and you're all on board. And I guess to wrap up, I would just say, let's just start now. Let your teams know, add them to the Team P page. If you have something on your mind that's working or anything, don't wait for permission to go on there and maybe put something up that may get great engagement. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And in the meantime, then maybe in the Diamonds of Team Perseverance page, if any of you guys have ideas of something that we want to run, you know, or some creative ideas. I know the Armstrongs, you said people have some great ideas. Well, look, you know, we don't want to overwhelm people because less is more, you know, maybe pick one thing a week or whatever it is. But I think at the minimum, us just going in there and posting live videos or recording a video and just uploading it directly, not a link. So it's playing when they go in there and like, oh, what's this? Oh my God, who's this? Oh, that's Greg Armstrong, and he's a Diamond. Who's Greg? And they listen and they connect with them. And then we bring it back together. But my thing I want you to take away is please don't wait for permission to post in there, engage in there, and let's bring the synergy back in there. And in the meantime, we're taking action, and then we can find ways of whatever, you know, on contests, challenges, whatever we can do to, in fact, get things going further. All right. Anybody else want to add?
I want to say happy birthday to Shanna.
Yeah, that's right, Shan. Happy birthday. She shut her camera off.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, happy birthday to
Here I am. Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday!
Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday.
25.
Happy birthday!
Oh, so cute. Thank you.
It's a great day, Shanna.
Thanks, Maria. I loved your post. Thank you.
You and my daughter have perfect birthdays.
I have to say I read every single one. I couldn't comment on everyone, but I have read every one, and it's so overwhelming. But it's so nice that people that are following you or following me actually put in the time and write something besides just happy birthday. You know, like nice. So we are impacting people's lives, guys. We really are. It's pretty crazy.
Yep, we have those stalkers for sure.
Yep.
And guys, to finish on another note, I think everybody in here should really invest in Jesse Regan's training when he opens it up for August. I counted yesterday. It's work to go through, but my like page, from what I'm learning how to run ads and target my peeps, good people, I had 50 conversations going yesterday. I had 15 people in a sneak peek, and they were all not Beachbody coaches that speak my language from learning from my page. I'm blown away, and it was only freaking $297 for the course. And if you have a spouse that does the business, he let you both go in for one price. I am blown away. Who is it? Jesse Regan. I can post the link, but it's like page training, how to really build your like page, how to target audiences, like learn how to go to like, you know, not just run an ad and target everybody with physical fitness, but maybe go to John Maxwell, learn how to go to John Maxwell's page and find those little motivational pages that have little amount of people in there, and learning how to target those pages that have a lot of engagement and not be targeting to the masses and draw in your tribe of people. Like, it's work. I know Sean is going through it. Kristen's going through it. But I just saw what happened last week. I had 75 people in a free group. I had 29 of them at step 3 for a challenge group on Monday that got up to step 3. And I had 15 people last night in the coach sneak peek. It was just like blown away when I finally took the training and started executing on implementing the things that I've in fact learned. So I highly recommend, not for newer coaches because it would overwhelm them, but anybody that's diamond that really wants to learn it. I think Liz Mullenbrook is signing up. Maybe she's already. I highly recommend it for all of you.
If I were to try to do that, I sort of had the opportunity to do it before August. I'm not entirely sure if that's still open, but would I be behind? Like, would it be a much...
No, I mean, I know somebody that just started, got in, put in last night. You know, he drips the modules out. It's like a module he puts out every week, week and a half, and he wants you to work on it. So when I got in, I was late, and I just caught up to it on my own speed. I'm still behind. I have not gone through the last module because I don't want to learn something new until I feel I've executed the skill set of what he just taught me. So they're up to module 6. I've been on module 5 for a month because I wanted to implement what I learned. But
Liz.
Yeah, Shanna.
Sorry, Dave. I just want to make sure I could tell her. I started late too, and I'm on module 3. Mm-hmm. But guys, you just have to work it at your own speed. I mean, there's so many people that are way ahead of me, and when people post in a group, like especially someone, I don't go in the group because I'll get lost in it. But if Dave posts, I'll go and see what he had to say, and I'm like, whoa, forget this. You know, you really just have to do it on your own speed.
Okay.
And then you'll be fine. You really will be.
That's what's been holding me back. Just feeling very overwhelmed by it, but I feel like I need something because I have a very active working life page that I'm utilizing more and more, but I need to step it up. I need to do something more with it, and I feel like this would be really awesome, and I'm just, I've just been really hesitant, and I don't care for Snapchat. And Instagram is kind of touch and go for me. But if Jesse, if I can do this training, I feel like if I can just really get back into Facebook, like I want to get back in, like how it used to be.
Yeah.
But on a different level, I think it'd be awesome. So thanks for sharing that.
No, guys, it's like I'm literally blown away, especially when you start making these audiences when you run an ad. And what I mean by that is he has you go in something called Audience Insights. And he has you pick like a tier 1, a huge page, say like Men's Health Magazine, right? And then based on Men's Health Magazine, you can see other pages people like similar to Men's Health. And you're looking for those minuscule pages that maybe only have 100,000 people in them, not 10 million like Men's Health. And then you look at the page and he has you show how you can grade it. It's very black and white, very simple. And if you find one of those minuscule pages that has a lot of engagement and people talking, he shows you how you can run an ad and target that page. And then, and next thing you know, you're targeting people, because and it's non-coaches. And literally it was like a breath of fresh air this week, having all these people that I look at their page, they're posting motivational stuff, they're exercising, they have kids, like they're me. And they're not coaches. And I'm like, holy crap. And I'm talking, I've been 50 conversations yesterday. Kristen was like laughing. It's been a full-time job, but not to go off on a tangent, Jesse Regan, I can post the link on the Diamonds page if anybody wants, if it's interested. He's opening it up again August 7th. I'm sure if you messaged him and told him you were party, he knows me. He let somebody in last night that knew me. If you want to do that, or you can just start in August. But
the other thing with that, Dave, is that it's a lifetime. Like you won't get ever kicked out. So if it takes you a year to finish it, it takes you a year. You're never going to get kicked out. So it's so worth the money.
It is, and he's not a Beachbody coach, but his wife is into fitness, and the training is for coaching. It's for Beachbody coaching. So you're literally learning. It's great stuff. I think it's worth every penny because we almost signed up for Shailene's stuff in Marketing Impact, and it was $3,000. Big difference. $300. It's worth it. All right, guys. So I got to jump over on the AMP call that we have going on. But guys, thank you so much. You guys all rock. Let's plan on another call in 2 weeks. I love you all. Thank you for hearing me out and the feedback. And I look forward to just helping each and every one of you. And I can't do it without you guys. So guys, have a great night and talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Dave. Bye, everybody.
Bye.